In today's video, we'll be examining why the common advice to just work longer if you can't afford to retire might be completely impractical and potentially harmful to your health and your finances. Through analyzing research from retirement economists and labor market trends for older workers, I've identified why continuing to work past the traditional retirement age is becoming increasingly difficult for millions of Americans, regardless of what your financial needs are. And that's exactly why I'm making this video for you today. To show you why delaying retirement indefinitely might not be a viable option, I'm also going to talk about what obstacles older workers are facing in today's job market, and I'm going to talk to you about how to create a retirement strategy that acknowledges these harsh realities. Let's get right into it. The trend to just work longer has become the default advice for insufficient retirement savings because it's the easiest solution that can be given for someone who has improperly saved for retirement. Just keep on doing what you're doing is easier said than done as you get into your late 60s and into your 70s. As you start to feel your age, keeping up at the same pace that you did in your 50s and 60s might be tough, physically, mentally, and of course, emotionally as well. The other option that is often floated to drastically reduce your lifestyle and retire. This can lead to an unrecognizable and undesirable life, one that doesn't reflect the decades of hard work that you've put in. In the Red Zone Retirement Plan, I described this moment as one of the most emotional crossroads in a retiree's life that you're going to reach. This is the tension between what you want to do and what you're being told you have to do. Frankly, it's a lose-lose, and it's a failure on the part of the financial planning industry. Too often, advice is a one-size-fits-all approach that's given. That's why I created the Red Zone retirement planning process, to design customized, practical solutions for the critical years just before you retire. So how widespread is this issue? According to recent data, of the 12 million men between the ages 65 and 70, 4.7 million have already retired, but can't support anywhere near what they had while they were working. So who's hit the hardest? This crisis disproportionately affects people with lower education levels. Often they spent decades in manual labor or service jobs with little to no retirement benefits. These workers are now expected to just figure it out with just Social Security and a little bit of personal savings that never had a chance to grow. This is a very difficult situation to be in and one that I don't want you to have to face. So now that you understand why just work longer has become the default solution, let's examine the harsh labor market realities that older workers are actually facing. Let's talk about the job market for older workers. Despite claims of tight labor markets, the actual wages for older full-time employees are declining. In 2016, the average weekly wage was $936. Today, it's $811, and that's before inflation. So what's the decline? Older workers are often priced out of their jobs. Employers may view them as less adaptable, more expensive, or outdated in the terms of their skills. The ones in most need of work, those without pensions or substantial savings, are the least likely to get hired in their later years. In the Red Zone retirement planning process, we address this by analyzing income gaps, employment feasibility, and benefit maximization that you need to be utilizing. It's not just about saving more, it's about working smarter with the resources that you do have. So what about discrimination in today's age? Age bias is real. Even though it's technically illegal, companies find several ways to sideline older applicants, favoring these digital natives, younger team fits, or roles labeled as fast-paced or energetic. In the Red Zone retirement plan, I talk about how your ability to earn income past 65 shouldn't be a financial assumption. It should be a backup plan, but not a primary pillar. Understanding these labor market challenges is crucial, but equally important is recognizing the health implications of continuing to work out of financial necessity in your later years. Understanding these labor market challenges is crucial, but equally important is recognizing the health implications of continuing to work out of financial necessity. So let's talk about these health consequences of a delayed retirement. The connection between money and health becomes painfully clear. Financial stress from inadequate retirement savings can lead to worsened health outcomes, higher rates of anxiety, and of course depression, and don't forget about chronic conditions that pop up. And when you have to keep working, especially in physically demanding roles, your body often doesn't cooperate the way you want it to. Many older Americans are still in construction, healthcare, or transportation, jobs that take a physical toll on your body. And many, they simply won't be able to continue to keep working, even if they're healthy enough, and even if they want to, because of the aging effects that they're having. Then there's the emotional side. Being forced to work out of necessity, not desire, can impact your mental health and your cognitive sharpness. It leads to higher burnout, greater fatigue, and erosion of self-worth. And let's not forget, according to the World Health Organization, the average healthy life expectancy in the US is only around 66 years old. That's the number of years you're expected to live without serious health issues. So planning to just work into your 70s ignores a reality that you're going to face. Now that you understand why working longer might not be the most viable option for many retirees, just click the link in the description below to complete my questionnaire. I'll review your answers and send you a personalized video analyzing your specific situation and showing you how and when you're able to retire comfortably on your own terms. Now, let's talk about this retirement fantasy narrative that's out there. You've probably seen the good stories. The 80-year-old who still works part-time at the grocery store because she just loves to do it. Or take Warren Buffett, for example, who is still working into his early 90s. Or the retired engineer who consults on the side just for fun because he loves it. These stories are outliers, not the rule. According to a 2023 Gallup poll, only 43% of non-retired adults believe they can be financially comfortable in retirement. That's a really sad stat for me as a financial planner. But as I mentioned in the Red Zone Retirement Plan, we can't let rare exceptions distract us from systematic reality that you're going to face. So who benefits from this narrative? Policymakers and corporations, of course. The idea that people can just work forever, it relieves pressure to fix broken pension systems and improve Social Security. It shifts the burden back to the individual. And worse, it encourages procrastination. If you believe you're just going to work longer, you're less motivated to save or plan aggressively today, such as putting away money inside of your 401k plan. This is a key warning in my book that I talk about. The longer you buy into this narrative, the more risk you wake up at age 67 with limited options and declining health. Now that you've seen why the just work longer advice often fails retirees, let's look at what realistic expectations exist for those approaching retirement without adequate savings. Let's talk about these realistic retirement options. If you're behind in your retirement savings, you're not alone. Trust me, there's a lot of people in that boat. But there are options for you. Through our process, we walk clients through every piece of their retirement picture, from Social Security strategies to housing options to income sequencing. Even investment risk is something that we talked about. Are you missing out on certain programs, VA benefits, or tax credits? Could you relocate or change your housing situation and reduce your cost of living, or get some cash out of your house? Even small changes like moving to a state with no income tax or refinancing your mortgage can create more breathing room for you in retirement. Flexible work is a middle ground here that you have to take advantage of. You don't have to give up work entirely, but full-time employment might not be realistic for you. Instead, consider freelance work at gig jobs or consulting in an industry that you know well. In our process, we help clients identify these strategies. Let's look at what you have and see what we can do with that to get you part-time working or part-time retired and get you to the dream retirement that you want. So now that you understand why this common advice to just work longer if you can't afford retirement often fails to acknowledge the harsh realities of the older worker job market, health limitations, and systematic retirement challenges. If you'd like a personalized analysis of your retirement options that acknowledge these realities, click the link in the description to complete my questionnaire. I'll review your answers and send you a personalized video evaluating your specific situation and help you develop a strategy that balances your financial needs with practical limitations that many older workers face. I'll see you on the next video. This podcast is for educational purposes only and may include references to concepts that have legal or tax implications. It is not to be construed as legal or tax advice. Such information is subject to change without notice and is not intended as an offer or solicitation with respect to any security, insurance product, or offer of individual investment advice. Strategies discussed may be not suitable for everyone. Mutual of Omaha Investor Services, Inc. does not provide tax or legal advice. Please consult with the appropriate professional regarding your personal situation prior to making any decisions. Securities and advisory services offered through Mutual of Omaha Investor Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC.